When I moved into the Oak Haven community, I expected quiet walks, neighborly smiles, and maybe the occasional HOA email about recycling bins or lawn care. What I didn't expect was a crusade against birdhouses, led by none other than our neighborhood's self-proclaimed enforcer, Karen. My name is Dr. Elliot Morse, and I'm an ornithologist. I've spent over 20 years studying birds, from the tundra-dwelling snowy owl to the elusive cerulean warbler. I've authored peer-reviewed papers, lectured at universities, and consulted on conservation projects. When I'm not in the field, I'm in my backyard, enjoying the flutter of wings and chirping songs of nature's smallest wonders. So naturally, when I bought my cottage-style home in Oak Haven, one of the first things I did was install a handcrafted birdhouse on a post in my backyard. Not a garish plastic box or something from a hardware store bargain bin. This was a carefully designed nesting site made from untreated wood, with proper ventilation, drainage, and predator guards. It was built to attract and protect cavity-nesting songbirds like chickadees, nuthatches, and bluebirds. A few days after I installed it, I noticed Karen standing at the edge of her lawn, arms crossed, staring at the birdhouse like it had insulted her personally. I waved. She didn't wave back. That afternoon, I received a printed notice taped to my front door. It was from the HOA Architectural Compliance Subcommittee, which I later learned was just Karen and her friend Carol. The note claimed I had violated aesthetic guidelines by erecting an unapproved lawn ornament. I was ordered to remove it within 48 hours or face a $75 daily fine. Rather than get defensive, I decided to handle it diplomatically. I sent Karen a short note. Dear Karen, thank you for your concern. The birdhouse in my yard is not a lawn ornament, but a functional conservation aid. As an ornithologist, I use it as part of a larger regional nesting survey in collaboration with the local Audubon Society. I would be happy to provide documentation and meet to discuss this. The next day, she rang my doorbell, still fuming. I don't care if you're a bird whisperer or the Queen of England, she said. That birdhouse is an eyesore and it violates the HOA's design code. It needs to come down. I calmly invited her into my backyard and pointed out the nesting activity already happening. A pair of eastern bluebirds had moved in. She huffed. Birds are noisy and they poop everywhere. I don't want them flying over my patio. I understand your concern, I replied, but birds already fly freely across this entire region. My birdhouse isn't creating new birds, it's providing safe nesting where they already exist. In fact, properly placed birdhouses reduce aggressive behavior and territorial squabbles. She crossed her arms. You're still in violation. So I brought out the big guns. I submitted a formal appeal to the HOA board with the following attached: my ornithology credentials, my partnership letter with the Audubon Society, photos of the birdhouse meeting state and federal conservation guidelines, HOA bylaws, which clearly made no mention of banning birdhouses, only decorative lawn ornaments exceeding 3 feet or emitting sound or light. At the next HOA meeting, which I attended in full khaki field attire, I presented a 5-minute slideshow on urban bird conservation. I ended with a photo of 3 bluebird fledglings peeking out of the nest box. There was silence, then polite applause. To my surprise, not only did the board rule in my favor, they invited me to lead a spring birdwatching event for the community. The HOA even added a clause to explicitly permit birdhouses that meet conservation standards. Karen stormed out of the meeting. Now several neighbors have installed birdhouses of their own, using my design plans. Our yards have become a gentle chorus of bird song, and kids walk around with binoculars and little field journals. My backyard is a tiny haven of life, and my birdhouse, once condemned by Karen, is now featured on the HOA website under eco-friendly improvements. Moral of the story: know your rules, know your science, and never mess with a man who can identify birds by call, especially when he has the bylaws and biology to back him up.